Welcome to the Small Town Times. My name's Dave Dale. Today we're talking to Dermot Wilson. He's with the Nipissing Region Curatorial Collective. And if you're looking for the website, you can actually find it under, what's it called now?
NOVAHgallery.ca.
NOVAHgallery.ca. And NOVAH stands for?
The Northern Ontario Visual Arts Hive.
Yeah, and there's two galleries right now, and others really could be down at 176 Lakeshore, right? At the old Tweedsmuir, and 222 McIntyre, the Kennedy Building. Yes,
we have those two going on, Dave. And first of all, thanks a lot for inviting me over. It's really a pleasure to be here at in this wonderful podcast.
Well, I feel honored.
Are producing.
You're just
great.
All over the place, and only here for a couple of days. We were actually on disclosure. I'm on the NRCC board with Dermot, and we had a meeting on Sunday. Our chair now is Jerry Guderham.
Yes, right? Correct. He's the chair of the NRCC.
Yeah, and who else is on the board?
Well, Don Kretchen and Cy.
Yeah.
Michael Cywink. Alex Maeve Campbell from Whitewater Gallery is there. And all sorts of other folks. Trying to remember.
I won't put you on there, but the real reasons why we're here today is because you're heading out of town again, and you got a lot of things on the go. So, and we have a newsletter. If you want the newsletter, you can contact us, and we'll send it out to you. It actually has a lot of it laid out. But where are you heading next, and why, and what's going on, man?
I guess the big news that happened for NRCC happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I guess we received a fund, some grant money from the Canada Council for the Arts to help us to bring 3 amazing site-specific installation artists from Korea here. So they're going to come here and make beautiful artwork in the forest, basically. And that's what they do all over the world, these guys. And that fund also helped us, some NRCC artists, to go to Korea. So it's kind of an exchange thing, but it's really exciting for me. I'll be one of the artists, and to fly to Korea and put up, I do spirals, so I'm going to make big spirals and things, or maybe work. I love working with waterfalls as well.
Would expect no less than a couple spirals.
Yeah, that's right. Got to have some spirals going on for sure. So that's one big thing that people can find out about if they go to NOVAHgallery.ca. I guess the other thing is I'm going to Brazil and in like tomorrow. That's kind of more of a prep visit. We did a little a big art show in Brazil in 2023. Yes, 2023. And we're going to go back there to go to the Amazon forest. Because I guess, Dave, there's like the NRCC is the umbrella, and then sort of beneath that are a few projects, and one that's closest to my heart is the Broken Forest Group. It's all about just doing art with the forest. As I said down in Toronto, as artists, we want to live with and for the forest, not on and from the forest. So just a little bit of a different
distinction there.
Yeah.
And so some people in North Bay and area would have heard about the Broken Forest when you had 2 years ago a conference jointly hosted at Nipissing University's new Student Center, as well as the
CEC.
Canadian Ecology Center.
Yeah, the CEC out there with
there was
Backroads Bill.
A trip that continued. You guys were on Manitoulin, up north to Cobalt and Past and Kirkland Lake. And there was another thing in Midland. So it was a number of different international artists doing that.
And just sort of bringing an awareness of contemporary art to all sorts of places, small places across northeastern Ontario.
But what were you doing last week? There was a bunch of local artists involved with something else.
Yeah, that's another great. So that comes out of the Broken Forest group.
Yeah.
And what happened there was about 2 years ago, after that conference. So all the artists came from other parts of the world, and we were just like, we're making art here. Let's do something. So we decided to have an exhibition called Wild Alchemy and the Global Grove, and that exhibition featured works that everybody had done during that conference and that mini residency that we had back in August of 2022. So now it got picked up down in Toronto by the Assembly Hall Gallery, and so I went and opened it with my. Did you see my suit?
I didn't see
I've
your suit.
hand painted my spiral on my suit. I'll post it too. I'll post it in the comments or something. Picture.
Is that even legal? Are you allowed to do that?
Basically, I just completely bastardized a tuxedo using white paint.
Good for you. Good for you.
It was a statement, I guess,
right
of sorts. But
so there's a lot happening, eh?
Yeah, it's time to sort of kind of push the envelope a little bit, I think. I think it's like really been interesting. This group, the NRCC, I always say it's a regional arts organization. So we're not tied to North Bay.
Yep.
Although, I love North Bay. It's a great place, the best place to live. But this arts organization is helping artists all over our region, all the way to up to Timmins, which the Wild Alchemy show is going up to Timmins as well. And then, we're trying to get word out about great artists in our area, like Arlie Hoffman, Jürgen Moore, Claire Dimitrik, all of these wonderful artists that...
Arlie's got a show coming up at the 176 place in May?
Yeah. Arlie has a show.
Oh, right on.
It's called Gathering Together.
Right.
And it's really going to be interesting because it will feature Arlie's work. It will feature the work of all of Arlie's students.
Oh, okay.
Over the years.
Oh, wow.
And all of these people have gone on to become wonderful artists in their own right. And it's going to feature some work by Kevin, who I think works here sometimes.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Clark
Kevin,
Communications.
Kevin Hoffman.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting for me. Kevin's sort of back at the painting. And also his sister, Tammy, is going to be presenting some kind of framed poetry, I think, things like that, text-based work. So, that's opening on May the 5th. Are you going to
get his band, the Blackbirds, there?
I don't know. Let's. I don't know.
Multi-talented guy there.
He is. Yeah. He is, and has been for so. Excuse me. And it's gonna cut that back in.
That's all right.
Yeah, he has. He's been an artist for a lot longer than I've been here, since like the 90s. And
tell me what's next for the Fusion Fest. By the way, that means you have to buy the next round. When you forget to turn your phone off, that means Dave gets a free beer.
Well, I know this is videotape, so James. That's another project we're doing.
Yeah. Which one, James?
Yeah, the James thing. Let me just turn this to airplane mode and then. Okay.
So Fusion Fest. What's going on this year?
Yeah, another sort of...
You can buy me that beer at Gateway where it's going to be held, right?
It's going to be great this year. Yeah. I really think so. Because we've decided... We haven't asked them yet, but we've decided it would be great if we could hold it at the Gateway Brewery.
We haven't asked them yet.
I haven't asked them yet.
Okay.
But, Justine's been down. And this is a project that started probably 5 years ago now, with Justine Gogwa, and her brother, Hervé Militi. And Justine has a massive network of artists and friends and newcomers, especially from Africa, who've come here to North Bay and who love where they live. So we just get together and
when's
play
it going
music.
to be this year?
August the 10th.
August the
10th.
Yeah.
Put it down. There's actually 2 events this year. The first one is a paid event. On Canada Day, we want to do a fundraiser for Fusion Fest.
Okay.
So we're going to ask people to, pay money for dinner and a show, basically. So they're going to get the African All-Stars plus, and they get a meal cooked by probably it's going to be a meal by friends of Justine, so it'll be Ivory Coast food.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So watch out; it's pretty hot.
So I know we tried last year to have it as part of the block party, but it was just too much.
Yeah. So this year we're gonna sort of have it on sort of kick it off on Canada Day. And then the free event is all day on August the 10th.
Most likely at Gateway, if they say yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you hear this, guys, I'm sorry. Justine said she was going to talk to you.
Well, we'll hold this back for a week before it airs so that to give Justine a chance to actually.
Okay, good. Thank you.
That's the way we roll. That's just the way, good ideas.
Thank you. Yeah, so that one's we actually have funding for that one for this year and next year.
Oh yeah.
So, and one of the great things we've done this year with Fusion Fest is we had a local music producer, Ben Leggett, who I think teaches up at Canadore College. It's a great program up there.
Yeah. Producer extraordinaire. Good reputation.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. And wonderful guy. We had him come in and sort of professionally record everything. Yeah. So I've got all your intros, Dave.
They're
no. Beautiful.
Yeah, we can cut them out. Jesus. Yeah.
But we're gonna take samples from that recording, which was like probably about a 15-track live recording.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we get permission from all of the artists, who all will be coming back, we hope, this year. And we're going to create a playlist, and then people can purchase that playlist as a fundraiser again for the Fusion Fest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all coming together. And now we've been updated. Is there anything we've missed?
Let's see. We covered the Wild Alchemy, Fusion Fest.
Are we still looking for?
There is one other thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Back in last year, we did something called Escarpment Erasure.
Right.
Where we worked with a local activist group, not activist, environmentalist group.
Sure.
They were called the Escarpment Corridor Alliance. And they were very, very concerned about a development that was coming into their area near Collingwood in the Blue Mountain, and was going to bring in 1,500 homes and that many support support Absolutely zero.
He's showing the racist sort of is this bat signal? No, zero. You're
Goose
saying
egg,
zero.
yeah. Except I think they were going to bring in one gas station for $1,500 million homes.
Yeah,
just insane. So there was a lot of concern, and I think there was concern back then across the kind of greater GTA, et cetera, because the bill that had been sort of pushed through, and then the agreements signed with a whole bunch of different developers, most of whom were not from Canada. They're from sort of foreign money coming in. So anyway, we put up a whole bunch of artwork. I put up this 40-foot long horn thing, and lots of great work by Broken Forest artists. And so we're going to do the same thing again this year, this summer, but not here, out in on Vancouver Island. There's a lot of concern about the rainforest out there and the old growth trees that are being cut down still.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to a clear cut and put up spirals again and I think do performances.
I'm waiting for you to chain yourself to a tree there, Dermot. Whenever I think of you chained to a tree for some reason.
That would be, yeah, I can see that. Maybe I'll tell you what.
We
I
can
can
practice
promise
over
you,
here.
I will. I'll incorporate that into the next performance. I promise.
All right. Ton of stuff going on.
Yeah, that one's called Clear Cut Reanimator.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's not meant to be negative to the forestry industry. It's more to focus people on what the BC forestry industry is doing right now, which is they're working on regenerating forests. That's the new kind of catchphrase, I believe. And so that's all about, yes, we still have to clear cut, but that's the beginning of forestry's responsibility to the forest. Right? After they harvest all of that wood, then, okay, now you've got to really be smart.
Well, shining a light on some important things all over the world, eh?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So the NRCC, we're open to a couple more board members to keep things chugging along? Yeah,
it would be great. I mean, I mentioned some of the artists, and yeah, the board of directors of the NRCC is vital to the sustainability, I guess, of the whole group.
There was one more thing that we forgot.
What's that?
Something about the Great Bear residencies.
Oh yeah. There's the
what's it called?
Sorry, audience, that we're so active. It's called the White Bear Air.
Oh, there you go.
White Bear Air, not an airline, but an artists' international residency. And we have, it looks like we have 6 weeks of residency booked already.
Where?
Up in Temagami. So this is the cool thing about White Bear. When the ONR returns in 2026, according to my sources.
Passenger train.
Yeah.
The Northlander.
We got to keep on that because it's super important to culture in Northern Ontario.
And this is a good example of where, artists from down south will be able to go straight to Temagami, get off, be part of a residency, and other things.
Yeah. No, it's the White Bear as well. We're putting in sort of art making equipment that'll be used by artists from across the region, and we're going to put a little gallery up there.
Oh, okay.
So it's about a 4-minute walk from the Temagami train station. It's in a lodge that's been there for 40 years called Northland Paradise.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Lots of different stuff going on.
I really love that place, Dave. It's just oh my gosh. It seems like a place to catch your breath, in terms of these days there's so much kind of so much to excite us, perhaps even delude us in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just a tranquil...
It's hard to keep going without a little delusion.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing. I'm not sure if it's at a position to say much about it, but you've been going to meetings at the Trinity Church with arts groups?
Yeah, that's right.
Is there anything you can say about that?
I can just say that it started from a committee that was created between, it has members with the Capital Center, creative industries, the businessmen is Building Blocks, and NRCC and Gateway Theatre Guild. And that group has met for like 2.5 years. And in the last 6 months, we've sort of reached out to the Trinity United Church down on McIntyre and are looking at ways of putting a multi-use performance space, not quite a theater, more of a multi-use performance space,
right,
and a gallery in there, in that building. And then we'd call it something like the ONCAP Center, Ontario North Contemporary Art and Performance Center. So that's in, like, we're in talks, we're working on feasibility and things. So there'll be news coming soon. Yeah.
Wow. This is cool. Right on. I'm so glad that you could come in and update us on all your activities right before you head off down to Brazil.
Yeah, right. Yeah, down to see Norma.
Yeah, and the love of your life right now?
Norma, love of my life right now, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
She's nice. I don't know what she sees in you.
Yeah, I don't either, really. I mean...
Just go with it. Right?
That's right. Yeah, just go with it. It happened.
Yeah. Well, last chance to say anything, because I'm going to wrap it up, because nobody watches anything longer than exactly how long this is going to be. So,
not just to thank you, Dave, Scott, and basically,
Yeah, we're in the North Bay Echo studio here, and Small Town Times is part of the network. I do some shows with that still. But also do the podcast with Scott here, the Echo Essentials podcast. And this is where Lisa does her show as well, To North Bay with Love.
Yeah.
And Backroads Bill. And I do my newsletter out of here. Please subscribe.
Talk about doing a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of storytelling going on here. And this is just one of them.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Absolutely. And you're a great storyteller. So thank you.
Well, thanks. And this is another Small Town Times podcast, part of the North Bay Echo Network. Find us at northbayecho.ca. You can just watch it right there. You don't even have to go to YouTube. But if you go to YouTube, subscribe to North Bay Echo's YouTube as well as Small Town Times, because we all need some love. Right on. Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you, Dave. Thank you.